The Karak is a platform that showcases the creative community in Dubai. We record these conversations during our biweekly events where we highlight the regional talent. So if you're in Dubai, come down and check us out and enjoy this conversation. All right, guys, welcome to the second episode of Karak at Hudson Tavern. Today we are joined by two amazing guests. We got ZAHRA. ZAHRA first. ZAHRA is one of the most mind-blowing creatives I've ever come across, thanks to Ku sitting in the front. And like after I saw her work, I'm like, yo, you have to come and talk about your journey because this shows that you have come a long way, and no one really comes with that much like visual culture in Dubai. And then we got CHANTAL BROCCA, who's been in Dubai for ages, who's done so many amazing things in Dubai. And honestly, I can't count how many things she has done, how many different like fields she's been in, industries, all of that. But
I like to bounce.
Sorry?
I like to bounce.
You like to bounce?
Yes, around.
Oh, right, okay. Bounce around. I was like, okay, another one. But yeah, and yeah, so she's going to talk about her journey and what she's been working on in the past couple months. Is it months? Years? Years.
Some things are slow,
Yeah.
some things are faster.
Fair. And then after that, we're going to move on to our next segment, which is we're going to showcase an amazing artist in Dubai. His name is AKA Keys. He's in the back out there. Give him a shout, yeah. He's one of the best rappers like I've seen in the city, and you guys are going to experience something else. And then we're going to go on to DJ Karak, who's going to come in and kill the rest of the night. So make sure you stay late. You know, it's going to turn into an after party, and we're going to have a good time. So let's get started.
Yes, we start. So, I guess.
You have to hold it a bit closer.
Oh, here like this?
There we go.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So we introduce our stuff?
Yeah, so I mean, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by just talking about ZAHRA's and CHANTAL's journeys, and then we're gonna dive deeper into, you know, certain things that I've been working on, what makes them the person they are today, and then just see where the conversation goes. This conversation is gonna turn into something that's more communal. We're gonna be getting people from the crowd to come in and actually have conversations, bring in topics. Feel free to put your hand up at any point, and we will try to have you guys engage with the conversation as well. Yeah? So, let's start off with ZAHRA, right? ZAHRA has come a long way. She's been bouncing between Dubai for a very long time. And I just want her to give you guys a little taste of her journey in terms of how she started in Dubai and how she's become the ZAHRA that we see today.
Hi, everyone. I'm enjoying this. Thank you all for coming. I am super excited to be here, but these two knows that I'm like super nervous. More nervous now that I realized that my crush was in the crowd. So anyway, so my name is ZAHRA SIOUDA. I'm originally from Morocco, but I was born and raised in Brussels, Belgium. Today, I finally and proudly define myself as a multidisciplinary artist. And
Let's go.
So it's been a crazy journey, crazy long journey with a lot of bumps, a lot of ups and downs. But I'm grateful for every single steps along the way. It's like every steps helped shape the person I am today. So I'm really proud of myself. I always been a creative since I was a kid. I was always like playing around with things, materials, mostly fabrics. I remember waiting for my mom to go take her afternoon naps, and I was like sneaking into her room and locking the door and just like playing with her scarves and coming up with like looks and outfits. And I remember this feeling of being like super crazy excited about it. And then I remember also like for maybe 15 years, nothing really happened from like my teenage years until like my early 20s. Like nothing really happened. I was just probably just lost in the matrix, you know, brainwashed by the society and just doing whatever I was expected to do, like, you know. So it's just very sad. I grew up in like in an environment where there was no room for arts. I come from a country, a social background, and a family where people don't really understand what art is, you know, or see it as something that is not really serious, something fun. And it's only today that I realized that this is just ridiculous, because basically everything that surrounds us is art, you know, like from, I don't know, the interior design of this room to your phone to, I don't know, the music in your headphone, everything is art. And without art, like this world would be just lifeless. So no, art is not just fun, it's a necessity. We as artists, we are a necessity, and so you are. Stop with that shit. Yeah, so it took me a long time to realize that. So as I said, I was like just lost in this like matrix. I graduated from uni when I was 27, 9 years in university, man.
Wait, you need to tell them why. Why it took you 9 years in university?
Because I was just lost and I was just like following others. And as I said, like I was just doing what I was, you know, what others expected me to do. And so I went to law school. I graduated from law school. And then I went to, I started another bachelor degree, which was tourism management. Don't ask. I graduated when I was 27, and I just knew that I was just done with all this bullshit. And I thought the only way out was to leave the country. So I decided to just take my shit and just leave. And I moved to Dubai in 2015, not knowing where I was going, not knowing what I was doing. I just did it. It was crazy. It was awful. I went through shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The first 3 years have been terrible. Like, I've been through all kind of like situation. I was homeless. I was crashing at my friend's place. I was like failing every single interview I was going to. It was really bad. And I was like blaming it. I don't know. I was just blaming everything and everyone until I realized that the main problem was not others or things. The main problem was just me and the mindset I was at back then. I was very negative. I didn't really believe in myself, and I had this like really dark thoughts all the time. And I was just like attracting bad things. And things has changed the day I decided to change my mindset. And thank God for the beautiful friends I have here that really helped me. I was really surrounded by amazing people that really helped me like in my journey. And I'm forever grateful for that. I started reading more about the power of your conscious and positive thought. And after that, literally my life flipped completely and amazing things started happening to me. And yeah, voila.
Damn. Okay. That's crazy. I remember because like we were having this conversation a couple of days ago, and you were talking about the crazy things that you've been through in Dubai. But what would you define as your biggest turning point, where you came to a realization? Like, what moment was that?
I'm not really sure, but I think like when I turned 30, I think for the first time in my life, things were clear and I knew where I was going. And that really like changed everything. I felt like less heavy, like, you know, I just knew where I was going. And I remember before that, like I was living this life without purpose. And I think that's like the worst thing that someone can go through.
Aimless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said, like my friends helped a lot. I was also reading a lot. I read this book called Ikigai. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's Japanese concepts, philosophy. So basically it helps you find your life purpose. So it's like, how do you say it? Like a diagram. It comes with 4 circles with 4 questions. The first question is, what do you love? The other one is, what are you good at? What the world needs and what you can get paid for. And basically, when you join the 4 circles, you get your ikigai in the middle, which is like your life purpose.
Right.
And I started asking myself like all these questions, even though deep inside me, I kind of knew the answer.
Yeah.
And and it was just like clear all of a sudden.
No, that's insane. I mean, no, because you were showing me some of the work you were doing even before you realized that you want to follow a creative path. Like when you were doing your law, I think there was the pictures from London you were showing me where you did this shoot with a couple of your friends. And like, I feel like it was always in the back of your head.
It's crazy because, so I was going to uni, I started working, I was finally able to travel because I was making money. And then every time I was traveling, I was like this other person. Every time I was traveling, I was like becoming this like character. I was like dressing up and going, acting crazy, taking crazy pictures. And then back to Belgium, back to being super boring and dark.
I felt that as well. It's when you travel, you're free.
Yeah.
Because no one knows you. You come in, you're like, whatever, woo, you know? And so actually, it just, everything opens up. Yeah. All the eyes that you have in your mind that are there are not actually there.
Yeah.
And you realize how much they're not there.
Exactly.
And you come back with that, actually.
Yeah.
But what was, sorry.
No. And I actually started, my first trip was Tokyo. So it kind of made like, you know, this thing easier because I saw like all these crazy people like dressed like, you know, manga characters. I was like, fuck, I want to be one of them.
That's a crazy
me too, you know? Yeah. So actually Tokyo, this is, I think the city where it all started. This is also where I started my photography journey.
Right.
I had like, I don't know, I had this thing for cameras. Never used a camera before. I was like, I feel like investing in a camera. I started traveling and I was just on my own in Tokyo and I started going to these like crazy parties and I just started taking pictures of people. And then I was like, fuck, dude, you're good at this.
I mean, just so you guys know, so during this during this event, we also have her work displayed on the walls around. So once this is done, feel free to go in and actually just admire her physical prints. You can follow both of them on Instagram and check out their digital work as well, which is phenomenal. But yeah, coming back, and you've had such strong body of work, even though you started so late in your career. I feel like for CHANTAL, like you have always been in the creative industry from the time
I was in economics. What are you talking about? What are you on about?
Is this the last
When I
time
said I
talking?
bounced out, I meant it. I bounced everywhere.
Okay, my
I was
bad,
in carbon
my bad.
credit trading. I was like, I'm gonna help the environment, and I was like, oh my god, everything is a facade, everything is fake. They were just So,
Fair, but what was your journey like then?
So I started off, obviously, you know, you're as a child, everyone is creative. There's no like, oh, I'm an artist, I'm not an artist. People come to me like, oh, I wish I was an artist, I wish I was creative. Like, yeah, I'm like, what? You are creative. What are you talking about? What is this, an Excel sheet? Yeah, did this come out of your ass? Yes, it's creative. If you pull it out like this and you imagine it, it's called creativity, you know? So, but I started off, obviously, I was just performing all the time. I would put all these symphonies and I would just like lie down in the living room and just like hear like the raindrops of these like music, like even like Fantasia of Disney, you know, and I'd be like, dun, 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 and like perform for like invisible audiences. And paint and do a lot of mangas. I was drawing so many mangas. I had so many comic books, and I was writing a book of an alien with that came from a space, obviously alien, and with a monkey tail and inspired by Dragon Ball, obviously. I got and all these things, like so many things, like wow. And then it all shut down at 12, 13. Because I wanted to be liked and have friends, and growing up here, it was very. It's not the Dubai of today. It was
100%.
there was like desert and nothing, and in school it was just people screaming at you and throwing chairs, literally throwing chairs at you, you know. And I was drawing, what? It's like, look at this, and I was like, oh my god, you know, and so, oh my god, just like me, please. And I would go to the. And I was like the girl that was drawing dragons in the art room, like alone and reading my books and stuff. And then, and after a while, I realized that this is all great and everything, but you just want to be you just want to be like your kid, man. You don't know any better. You're like, so after waves and waves of friends that would just cut me out randomly with like no explanation, I was too sensitive because I didn't want to go around bullying people with them. I would be like, haram.
Right.
They were like, what? You're so sensitive. I was like, he's a human being, so I don't know. It was like this, slave driving platforms that like literally pit freelancers against each other that drive to drive down the value of their work down for scraps. Oh, I'll make a logo for you. He's making for 100, I'll do it for 20. What?
Yeah.
Are you an idiot? Because now you're both making logos for $20. That's insane. So now we're kind of waking up and organizing ourselves. And if you want a way out and you look for it, there are plenty of ways out. You just gotta look for it. You gotta want it. And people are wanting it. And that's amazing.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. So Chantal was just telling me, so she just came from, where'd you come from? Bulgaria? Was it?
Well, I was in Milan, but Bulgaria,
Milan.
but
Before
Romania,
that, yeah. So she's been, to be honest, she does so
everywhere.
many things, it's very hard to keep track. So I don't think I'm the only one being this confused. Just so you know, if you guys know her, you have no idea what she actually does. But she was just telling me how she wrote a document. I mean, she shot a documentary, wrote a book. What was that like?
Well, actually, it was. So the book I'm editing, and it's been 4 years actually in the making because it was an experiment that I was doing on myself. I had to see on myself whether it would work, obviously, before you go around. You know, if you want to write about something, you got to experience it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was trying to understand. It was just something that was just screaming at me, and I don't want to go into like too many like crazy cosmic things because I think we're not here for that, more into the practical. But funnily enough, there's no separation, you know. So it's the same. So you the thing that was it started it off was years ago, and it was when I went back into the creative. So when I started writing again, and then styling, and then art directing, and then I picked up a film camera from a box in the street in Paris. I was like, oh. And I called a brand and I was like, I'll take your photos. They're like, really? I was like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, okay. And I was like, really? And then it started like this. Yeah. I just went, I was like, I love your stuff. I'm going to take a photo. They're like, yeah, come on. I was like, you know, I never thought in a million years that they would say yes, but they said yes. So I just went with it, you know. And then a girl on the street, this beautiful Japanese girl, gorgeous. This is what ZAHRA does. ZAHRA's amazing at street casting. She just runs around and she's like, you. Like face scouting on point, like so good, so free. Just runs. That's what you're supposed to do. Literally.
I wanna bring it down to a story. So right now in the crowd, there is also. Do you want to tell the story? I feel like about how like some of your work is actually a street capture that she was talking about.
Yeah. So I think I have like 17 pictures on the wall, and there is Isco. I don't know where he is. Isco, hello. Raise your hand. There he is. So this guy over there, he's on probably 9 of my pictures. So I've met Isco. Do you mind me sharing your story? You sure? Okay. So I've met, so Dragon Mart is my second home. Basically, it's literally, I love going to Dragon Mart. Like, I'm like, you'll find me. Yes, please. I get super inspired just at looking at like the weirdest things, you know. And I've met Isco Dragon Mart. Isco used to work at Dragon Mart 6 days a week, and we just bumped into each other. And I was like, I want to shoot. Like, I want to take pictures of you. And he looked at me like, what the fuck? Who is this weirdo? And I was like your face. Like, I need to take pictures of you. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. And then I showed him my work, and I was like super excited. And I was like, please, like, I'm just here for like a couple of days. Let's do something. And he was down. He gave me like literally the only day off he has per week. Like, I'm sorry, I'm like very like this means a lot because Isco doesn't have like an easy life, and the fact that he trusted his like total strangers and he was just like down and do creative crazy things, like it really means a lot to me. So we spent a day together with my friend Iman. I just got a few things from Dragon Mart and we just like spent a good day. We had like some food and then we drove to the desert. And then I just put like some things on him and I was like, please don't mind me. Like it looks crazy, but I promise you it's gonna look cool on pictures. And he didn't ask like any question. He just went for it. Yeah. And I'm really grateful for that because God knows that I really struggle with my art. Like I really lack a lot of confidence. It's really hard for me. And he made it easy for me. Like he was just so chill and relaxed and just down to try anything. Yeah. And the pictures came out like beautiful. It was literally like a 10-minute shoot.
Insane.
And they were amazing. Crazy. And I have this like crazy, I don't know, me and my camera is like a crazy love-hate kind of situation. I think I shoot maybe like twice a year, which is very embarrassing to say. And I had like a corporate experience the past few months and it didn't really end well. And then last August, I really had this like rage and I was like, fuck this, man. Like, I'm just above this. Like, you know, I could just sit there and cry or I just get my shit together and do. So I invested in like some equipment. I installed this like small photo studios in my apartment. And I was like, okay, let's do something. And I was like, how can I do it without going through all these like crazy emotions that I go through, you know, every single time? And then I thought, Isco, the same guy. I was like, I remember how he made me feel. And I was like, this is exactly the kind of person I want next to me. So I texted him and I was like, hey, Isco, like, are you down for another crazy shoot? Like, he didn't ask any question. He was like, yes. And I was like, okay, I have to fucking kill it, man. So he came to mine. We spent 6 hours in my apartment. First time experimenting with lighting. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like literally just playing around. He was so chill and relaxed. And I was like literally apologizing like every second. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like he was like, it's fine, chill. And he made it like so easy for me. And the pictures, I was like, fuck, this is insane.
If you, once you guys get a chance to look at them, like you will not believe this background story of her saying where she had no idea what she was doing with the lighting because the lighting is on point. Like it is insane what she's done with it.
That's why it's very, very, very important to surround yourself with good people, with good attention, with good energy. Like it starts there, really.
Childhood friend in the audience. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my goodness. I love you. We will speak. Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, so this part of the conversation is completely like open to you guys. If you guys have any opinions or, you know, any questions for them, like feel free to ask, put your hands up. Let's talk with you guys. Do you have no one wants to put their hand up? Damn. Okay.
No cuestiones. So maybe we can continue.
Let's just keep talking. So,
exactly.
Your research, yes, okay. So
this will never end with Chantal.
Blah 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 blah. No problem.
Go.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, can I have a mic? I just want to ask a bit more about that cosmic experience in the caves. I was told Bulgaria. I'm like, yeah, we have some caves in Bulgaria, but like, how did she end up there? Then I thought Romania. I heard Romania. So where have you been?
Everywhere.
What have you done?
Babe, everywhere. Wherever this was telling me to go. So the experiment was, so at the beginning was, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. When I went back to what I actually wanted, because I got lost. Like the moment I shot myself at 13, right? I literally, like, it was just like a deep dive into hell. Like, how low can you go? Woo, just keep digging. And there was this thing that was screaming at me. Literally, it was like a weight. And it's your untapped potential. And it's literally the untapped potential of what you, your own unique eye and unique soul can do. and you are here for, what you can accomplish, what you are here to accomplish, what you're here to experience. And all of this was just weighing on me like, bleh. And the more I didn't look, literally like a demon, the more you don't look at it, the more it gets heavy, the more it suffocates you. And you try to get out of it and find a way to breathe in any way that you can. But if you don't turn to look at it, it will crush you. This was at least my experience. Because I tried everything and I was very good in uni. Like I was acing everything. And then going into corporate, like they were handing me stuff, I was doing it and it was like, okay, I'm done. And they're like being really annoying. You know, everyone's like very jealous with their work in these environments. So I was like, okay, I'll just go to Dubai Mall and chill. When you have something for me, thank you very much. This was PwC. They didn't like that. I didn't care. Fire me, I don't give a shit. And so the more, after a while I realized that I was drowning. I was not me, you know. I was just so frozen and always just like this and scared to speak, scared to move, scared to go, scared to what the hell, you know. I didn't want to drown. So simple. I just didn't want to drown. I was like, there's so many things that I love. There's so many things I want to experience. I don't want to go out. Not now. And so I started to do this thing, which was, you know, let go of my perfectionism, let go of this fear, and just try slowly alone, just, you know, just let myself breathe in the private space of my room, where without prying eyes and without my own eyes on myself, you know. And little by little, it was a steady process of getting myself out there, going out, and then finding the joy, you know, because at the end of the day, I was like, wait a minute, like I'm here to do what? What is all this pressure? What is all this, you know, oh, you're doing this? Because people can be quite nasty, and especially when you are in this place, it looks even worse because you put yourself in that position where maybe people don't want to talk to you or they don't see you. And it's like, why don't they see me? Well, you don't see yourself, girl. How are they going to see you? You're not looking at yourself. You're hiding yourself in a corner and then expecting people to see you. How? Are they telepathic? I mean, that's another story. But for now, you know, you're just like this. So, and so it was all of these things of just, you know, I was in a cage inside a cage inside a cage inside a cage inside a cage, and I realized after a while that, you know, you're in this prison, and you're looking at these prison cells, the prison cell walls, and actually, what you don't realize is the door is wide open, but you don't know that because you're too scared. You're like, oh, it's closed. And so you look at it and you see it closed. You're like, oh, I'm not going to try. It's closed. But once you get up off your ass and just do this, the door swings open. You're like, what? You know? So what? Like, it was me? What? Yes, I have the key? Okay. So little by little, I went up and I was like, to breathe, you know? And it got to a point where this is like 28, 27, 28, a little bit older. And I was already working as a stylist and all these things. And life gave me a little push. Our family lost everything. I was on the street. 2 years in my pocket, squatting with rats and worms, and fixed it up. And then we fixed up this house. And then I met Zahra, you know. And then we were together, like being like, whoa, you know. I want to do this, but I'm scared. Well, let's go together. Fuck it. Let's just break into fashion. Yeah, who cares? You know. And it actually, losing everything was the best thing that ever happened to me, because all of a sudden I was free. All of my friends growing up didn't want to look at me because now I was poor, so I was gross. And they were millionaires, billionaires. And so this was like can I stay at your house for a week, please? I need to figure it out. You know, everyone's in jail and everyone's a fucking mess. Oh, there's no space, but you live in a mansion. But this was it's your eye. You know, at the beginning I was really upset, and then it turns out actually that it was the biggest blessing. Because these people were holding me back. They were the ones that, like, all those eyes, like making fun and this, all of a sudden those eyes were gone. I was free. I was like, wait, I can't actually look into this and paint this and try this, because no one's there to make fun of me or judge me or siphon my energy with their bullshit. Sitting there talking about nails all day. I don't care. You know, and I suddenly didn't have to listen to that. And why was I listening to that in the first place? You know, I realized how valuable my time was, and how I was just handing it out like candy to right and left to anyone because I just wanted to be liked. And so this was the first, I was like, oh, what the hell? Like, money comes, money goes, everything comes and goes. My time, even though there's no time, but my time here, once I give it, is gone forever. It doesn't come back. And I was just like a black hole. And so I was in charge of my time all of a sudden. I was in charge of all of this, and I made tough choices and all of this. But the cosmic stuff happened after, when I was able to already step into my power enough. I started writing about the bullshit in different industries. I wanted to work in fashion. I was like, I'll write about fashion, yay! And I get there, and I was like, oh my God, slaves! Oh my God, bullshit, everything bullshit, and everyone's clapping and smiling and putting on a face. I'm like, what are all these masks? Everywhere masks. I would sit at Paris Couture Fashion Week. I don't know how the hell I got there, but I would sit there, and everyone's clapping. Something looks like it's...
I'm so sorry.
No, go on.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Guys at the back, do you guys mind keeping it down? We're having a conversation. People are finding it hard to listen. If you guys can keep it down for I think 20 more minutes, we should be good. Thank you guys so much.
Should we tell them more clear?
Yeah.
As I feel like...
Send someone in.
Turn off the mic.
Send the troops.
Should
Alright, we're
I
good.
get up and go?
No, you're fine.
I'll just tell them. It's no... Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine,
keep
no?
going, keep
Yeah,
going,
it's
keep
totally
going.
fine. You can hear me, right? You can hear each other. Yeah, we can hear each other. Yo, hi. Nice to see you. Yeah. So, what was it? I forget. Yeah, anyway, so it was all... yeah, exactly. And I was like, it looked like it was sewn with their feet. And that's fine. Everything is art, enjoy, whatever. But there are crazy talented people that are creating crazy shit in their living rooms with no money, just like this, and no one's clapping for them. And you're sitting here and you're clapping. Why are you clapping? Tell me why you're clapping. Yeah. And they were like, they had no idea. They were just clapping because other people were clapping. No opinion. And so I realized this is actually what made my career. I was like, wait a minute. This is cool today, not cool tomorrow, cool again the next day. Holy fuck, I'm free. Woo! I'm a stylist. Yep, I love this. I'm a stylist. Fight me. I love it so much. I'm a stylist. Yes. And actually, you go. And obviously, just be authentic. If I say that I'm a stylist, it's because I genuinely think this is awesome. So I love this. And so I will tell you that I love it. And that's your power, is that you know why you like it. Not, oh, it's a trend, or, oh, this person's doing it, the celebrity's doing it. No, it's because you genuinely, from the bottom of your heart, with every cell in your being, are screaming for this thing. You're like, wow, you're so excited. And that is your power. And every time that you deny that to yourself, every time you contradict yourself to yourself, you give it away. And you do this. And you don't know why you do this, because you're not aware that you're acting inauthentically. It's a little trap, actually. It's a slow descent from there. And to find that back was the beginning of the cosmic. Where did Lava go? She asked the question and now she's gone.
She went to keep
she went to keep it quiet. Yeah. Yes. So there you are. Yes. But and so yes, you're back. Everything's great. So the cosmic thing came back after this, is that when I was stepping into my power and finding my authentic voice, and I found my authentic eye, my independent eye, looking at every industry, the way we were moving, the way we were talking in the world, everything, the way I was dressing, everything. I was like, mirror, why am I doing it like this? Do I like this? What's going on? Why? What's going on? Oh, all of these questions. Why? And this why steadily opened up something. And this something was your deep intuition. Yeah. That this connection that we shut down, because your authenticity is here. It's your soul. Yeah. And you're just stifling your soul 24/7. So it's like when your mom gives you advice, and after a while, imagine your whole life of your mom being like, oh, this is good for you. And you're like, shut up, mom, I know better. And then you just run away. Yeah. Your mom stops giving you advice. And it's the same with your soul and your intuition. You just stop hearing that voice. So you have to reconnect that. And then this intuition would tell me, go here. Literally, I would hear a name of a place in a country, and we'd go here and be like, and it was like everything in my body was screaming. I was like, I need to go. Why? I need to go. But what are you gonna do there? I don't know. I need to go. And then I would just book a night in a hostel, one night, go there, and just something would happen. I knew something would happen, and something would happen. And it's like a golden egg clue, there's golden eggs, It's like a treasure hunt. You know, you go and you're like, and the way that you find these little eggs is for you to do this, full faith, full trust, and go. And what's the worst that can happen? You discover a new country. Oh my God, so terrible, you know? What's the worst that could happen? You discover that people are not terrible and that people are wonderful and that you're safe everywhere that you go. All you have to do is have the eye of trust when you look at the people around you, when you step into the environment and you see that actually people open up to you because they are genuine too, and they're just looking for that genuinity in you so that they can open up too. It was all of this, and this was the experiment. It was me kind of listening to this that was telling me crazy shit. It was telling me like things that in a normal society would mean that you would be broke and homeless and, you know, being a gypsy or all these opportunities that are wonderful. And it was like, don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, I got offered creative producer for all of ITP Group to handle all of their fashion magazines, all the top fashion magazines of the region. And everything inside me was like, don't do it. And I called back and I was like, no way. Even though it was what I wanted, no way. And thank God, because it was like slave driving. I was gonna go there and be like this. I want to do exactly what I want to do. I want to create exactly what I want to create. No compromise. And when you compromise, this is the problem. I just stopped compromising. You just find the people and the places and the projects that are perfectly aligned with your values, your ethics, and your eye. Why do you not think that that is possible? Why do you bow thinking that, why do you bow? Oh, that's good enough for me. I'm nothing, I'm no one, and there's nothing better out there for me. You made that choice. No one held a gun to your head and said, do this. You made that choice.
That's beautiful. I mean, yeah. So your research is incredible. I mean, last time we spoke, we spent 3 hours of you talking about this, and I'm like, okay, I think my journey begins now after this conversation.
It's never too late.
And I'm really hoping that you guys feel the same after this. And so for both of you, let's start with Zahra. Like, what are your future goals? Like, now that you're independent from working from a corporate field, where do you see yourself going? What is your journey?
Scary question.
What do you want?
Like, a lot of things, actually. I just want to keep creating for the sake of creating and just keep doing, I know it sounds like cheesy, but just keep doing whatever makes me happy. Like, no rules. I don't want no rules. Like, you know, if I feel like waking up one day, like, I don't know, if I feel like building a house, I will just fucking do it. If I feel like starting a new master degree, I will just fucking do it. Like, no rules. And this is what I've been doing for the past, like, decades. And I know that this is what makes me the happiest. Like, my life doesn't really make sense for some people, but it kind of makes sense for me. And that's it. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Chantal?
I want to publish this research because actually, like about...
You will publish this research.
Yes. Woo! It's just about 3.5 to 4 years ago is when some crazy shit opened, and all of this actually it was a bit very crazy, and I thought I was at some point I thought I was dead. I thought I was in a dream. I thought I was in a coma and I was dreaming. It was just not possible. It was just the impossible was happening. The most impossible things were falling in my lap. Everything that I thought, boom. Oh, I'd like to be producer. Boom. 2 hours later, got a call. Oh, we're looking for this. Sit in a plane. I'm next to a producer in Paris, and he loves me. What? Everything you could want, and coming to you in all the most unimaginable ways. So you think this is the way to get it? No. It's like, this is so impossible because you didn't study this because blah, blah, blah. Actually, you get it by a whole other route. You sit in a cafe, you're nice to someone, that person turns out to be this, and literally hands you what you want on a silver platter. You don't know. It's a cosmic comic book, actually. So the book is one thing with the method of all of these things of how to get out of your own way. And then actually last year, all of this physics started coming out, and so it's very crazy. But I will not go into it. But all this crazy stuff that I shouldn't know, but I know, because we all know everything. The soul is infinite, and it's just about entering into a flow state where you are able to channel everything out, and it's really free the body to free the mind. This is one of the methods, and so it's all the different methods and the information that came from this. And so I want to publish this and make this available for all, because this is information that everyone should have. And if they don't have it, they can have it. And if they already have it, they can just, check to see if there's anything missing, and we can have a conversation and exchange notes and make it comprehensive and have a collective global conversation about this, because this is the way that we rise together. Rise together!
And do you want to describe what people are going to be looking at on the wall over there, along with the little postcards you're going to be giving everyone?
So what's up there are just ink illustrations. So they're not the cosmic comic book. Those are. I have like 8 books, and it's like a crazy, it's just a lot of information. So I thought for now to just have the illustrations, which, by the way, I didn't pick up a pen, like an ink brush or a pen in 15 years, maybe more. And I started again last year, and it was so crazy. I was just, wow, So, whoa, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot I could do this. I forgot that I love this. I forgot that all this, wow. And so that's what's up there, some of it. Except for one colorful thing with lots of scribbles. It looks like a crazy person. So that's actually from my cosmic comic book, and that's a light study. So there's a lot of information in that. It's following the trajectory of the light, and from that actually you get to the eternal life swastika and all of this, and a lot of shit is in there. It's totally crazy when I was doing it, and you don't know what's coming out until you do it. You're like what, as you're going, totally flabbergasted. I've been going around for years like this, because I couldn't believe. It's so crazy, and it's so crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to hand out, and the bottom you'll see these cards. Underneath the illustrations. Yeah, exactly. Just like these. Oh, thank you. Yeah, exactly. So these over here. And I wanted to kind of hand out little clues. This is a little sketch, and it seems like a very simple sketch, but there's a lot of information here, and it's up to you to figure it out. And the question is, if life is a game, then what is the point of the game? And you can each have one. I hand drew 30. Because it's important that the information and the energy is in it when it's handed. You have the information and the energy, and then in the back there's a clue, which is Isaac Bentov, and then from there you can just do a little research and see. Up to you, and eventually there will be a platform up where the game will continue.
What about you, Zahra? Your body of work. Can you give the audience some type of message in terms of what is behind it and what you want to convey with your work?
So earlier he asked me to write down under each picture the idea behind it, the concept, and no, you don't always have to, there isn't sometimes no concept, and this is actually what happens most of the time. I just like to play around. Sometimes I have a specific idea and I just make it come to life, but sometimes it's just playtime and no concept at all, just purely aesthetic. Sorry, what was your question again?
Basically, she answered this. She said it is purely aesthetic. And one of the things that I thought was really eye-catching from all of your content is your work with Isco as well. You were telling me that he really wants to focus on being a football player, which is why I was like, okay, maybe let's bring him to a room with a bunch of content creators. If anyone's interested, he's right there. You guys.
Does anyone play football here? Please, you two connect. Now.
But yeah, I just thought that story was incredible. I haven't seen a lot of people in Dubai do something like that, so I thought I'd want to highlight that for you. But yeah, I mean, to be honest,
it's all about connecting, helping each other, lifting each other's up. You know, it's otherwise you just selfish cunt, man. Like, just stay in your hole, like, you know. If I can help in any way, I will do my best to do it, like, and vice versa. So, yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Again, it comes back to our conversation we had like 2 weeks ago as well about how Dubai kind of stops giving you that space to just create for the sake of creating, you know, and with your work, I feel like you do a lot of that, which is why you stand out so much more.
What is your question?
There was no question. It was just a conversation. It was just a statement. Not everything's a question.
Honestly, like, I see Dubai as like a playground, to be honest. Like, when I come here, I'm like a different person. I get like super enthusiastic and super excited. Like, I live in Satwa, and Satwa is like my forever favorite neighborhood. And just like when you see all these things and all these people like doing all kind of things, like, honestly, this is when I get the most inspired. Like, it's amazing, and there is like literally no limits. I like how things are easy here, and it's how easy to connect with people. Like, people are so spontaneous, like always down to do things, like no matter what it is. Like, the mindset in Europe is very different. You know, it's just I don't know. Like last week we had, yeah. But Berlin seemed to be different than Brussels, but. Yeah, anyway, I get this. So stupid. Anyway, yeah, Dubai is just a very exciting city where I feel like everything is possible. I know not a lot of people think that way, but considering my background, I really feel that way here. And yeah, this is why I'm here. And this is why we're all here, I guess.
Right? Everything is always possible, everywhere. Yes.
If anyone from the crowd has... Whoa, that was quick. Okay. Well, I was going to finish it. If you have questions, put your hands up. Fine. There you go. That's a lot of questions.
Hey, you two. Hi, my love. So it sounds like, I mean, I know you put a lot of yourself out there, but it sounds like you put a lot of yourself, and there's a lot of vulnerability in putting your work out there that I'm sure a lot of people don't get to see. My question is to Zahra and also to you, Chantal. You both are putting so much of yourselves out there. What do you both do behind the scenes to build yourselves up to a position where you're like, yeah, I'm going to go do this? Because it has to come from somewhere.
Good question.
It's very difficult for me, to be honest. So now I just have this thing of like, when something comes to me, I don't think, I just shut down. I say yes, you know, and then I realize that I said yes, and I'm like, dude, you're fucked now, you have to do it. You just go for it. And I just do it. And I go through all kind of emotions. Like, God knows that my mind is really fucked. Like, I create these like crazy scenarios in my head that don't exist, and I make my life like harder than it is. But then when it's done, I'm like, really? Like, all that, like, that you survived? Like, it wasn't that bad. So, but it's like a constant work. I'm aware of the issues I'm facing, and I'm working on it. But yeah, man, it's just it's a part of the journey, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, if it wasn't a journey, then it's so boring that you're there and you're like, okay, oh my God, and now what? Forever, you know? So, but it's the same. It's you just go like, if I want to pitch to an investor, and I see that they're there at a party, happens to be there, amazing. I'm not gonna go and be like, oh, this was before, this is the old me, you know, being like, okay, and go. Now it's different. It's just like what? What is meant for me will find me. If it doesn't happen, it's not meant for me. So I always win. There is no point where I don't win. If it's not meant for me, it just slowly gets out, like I get out of my own way for what is right for me to find me, and that's it. And then you have this sense of peace because there's nothing that can go wrong, essentially, because even the wrong things are the right things, because everything is a beautiful lesson. What can I draw from this experience? How can I do things differently? Everything is a beautiful lesson. So there's no reason. This is not your beginning and ending of everything. If this investor says no to me, will I die? No. Maybe he was a terrible investor. Maybe he would have brought my project down to shit. You know, who knows? And so the right one will come along, and it's about having that mindset where also it's a win-win. It's not about, oh, I need to, no. We're here together. And so it becomes a co-created situation where I know that I have just as much power of influence as everything else to this. So if I come in with a positive mindset where I'm like, instead of being like, oh, it could go like this, it could go, what if? The what if is endless what if. But the what I want is only one thing. And I just focus on that. And not on how the outcome will manifest itself to me. It could come in, a clown could drop from the sky and be like, here you go. What the hell do I know? You know? But, literally, who knows? Whatever, you know? So I just let go of that, but I hold a picture of like, of what it is that I want and how, and that excitement, that joy. You hold on to that joy because that is your freedom and your path. And so it's really your own mind and your own demons, that little voices that come. Like sometimes I'll just get into a state where, okay, and then before anything could go, nyeh, 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 you just go, boom, send that email. And now I've sent it, made that phone call, and now I've made it. Yeah, I want to do this project. The number of times, now in Cairo, I did a free flow movement class for the first time with live cello. What? I never thought in a million years I would do it. It just happened from one day to the next, literally. And it's because I literally went up to, in both spaces, in both situations, first the space and then the musician. I went up and I didn't know what I would say when I went up to her. She just came out of an orchestra. I just went like, I went up to her just to be like, wow, because she was so amazing. So I was like, wow, you're so amazing. And can I come to your house tomorrow and I do free flow, blah, 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 and you, blah, 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 and she was just like, blah. I had no idea what I would say. I just, what? And she just looked at me and was like, yeah. I was like, really? Fuck yeah. Okay. It's a date, you know? So that's it. Yeah.
Yes, hi. First of all, I want to say Made in China is good. Dragon Mart is good. I love Dragon Mart too. For guys who doesn't know, Dragon Mart really have a good quality and good price things, okay? Trust the Made in China. Okay, so here because I'm a makeup artist, and I'm so happy I see you today. I missed the last time the panel talk, so Darren, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed the last time the panel talk, so I'm so happy also to see you here today. So here the question to two amazing photographers and one art director. Actually, a lot of time when the clients call for a project, maybe the art director is the first to make sure the concept, the idea, and then the model and the photographer. So the makeup artist always the last one to be confirmed or to be selected. Or sometimes if it's very natural shoot, they just want to see the model herself, himself. Like one of the model in the room had the show for high fashion. She didn't even apply the makeup because the clients worried the makeup gonna make the couture dirty. So, and also my question is how the makeup artist related to your guys' work, and from your vision, how you defined the good makeup artist. What make them stand out if there's a candidate list for you to select them? Because now everyone comes good portfolio. No matter it's 10K fake followers or... So, yes.
Authenticity and freedom.
And good energy.
And good energy. Authenticity, freedom, good energy. We're all experimenting together. Let's play, you know? But it's also, by the way, it's also the responsibility. Like, we have a problem with collaboration here. Like, not every artist is right for a specific project. Like, why would you get a glamorous makeup artist and like it's all about glam and that's her vibe and that's her authentic eye that she loves, and make her do like a alien edgy shoot? What? She'll be so like thrown out of her element. She'll be stressed. She'll be anxious. Why? You know. So this is also part of it. So that's why authentic. It's like, who are you? What do you love? And to see that it's not just like replicating what's in a picture, but like you really having fun and you really creating what you really want to create and being confident with that with that art that you're making, with this beautiful art that you're just going, ooh, I want to do this, and wow, 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 wow. And I feel like her eyes like this, and I just want to do this. Like, what do you think? Oh my God, wow, wow, wow. This excitement trumps everything. It means that you're free. It means that you're flowing. It means that you're open. And it shows that you're not just replicating. You're not like a robot that's like, I saw this in Vogue. No, who cares? Vogue is trash. What you like, you as an artist. And that really, it shows them this independence, and you're able to experiment and move. It shows that you're not just, going to be like, instructions, this. Be free, be yourself. Literally, literally.
But be synced with the other person. And be synced with the other person, but also like, it's not because you're known to do like a certain type of makeup that means that you cannot do other types of makeup. Like, for example, when people see my work, they define it as like very dark, very experimental, but I can do a lot of different things, like, so good communication, good energy, and be synced with the person, and then create together, experiment together.
All right, we got time for one last question, so you're the last person there.
Hi. This is for Zahra and Chantal, both of you. So my question is, you both are individual, of course, freelancers, and you both have your built-in base. How do you maintain the motivation? Because there are periods when, the work is not as consistent. And as a freelancer, it's a constant chase. So how do you keep that motivation, the push going? And, you tend to lose your inspiration. How do you find that? What do you do?
I reached a point where I started realizing that it's okay not to feel motivated and at your best every single day. We're human, we're not robots. And it's okay not to create or do for months, years, whatever, as long as it feels like that was the right things to do for you. Everyone needs to follow its own rhythm, that is a concept that I did understand. Like, I was seeing everyone around me like doing. Like, so I had like this pressure, like I have to do, otherwise I'm just like, gone. But no, that is not true. Like, your own rhythm. And if you feel like you don't want to do something for a short amount of time or like maybe forever, just don't do it. Just listen to yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. If you start to feel a little dead inside, that's a sign that you're taking on jobs that are not aligned with what you actually want to do. The moment that you feel dead inside, that is because you are going against yourself. You are an infinite soul.
These are all my ex-colleagues, by the way. We work together. They know.
So you need to, at least what I do when I'm taking on this chuk, is are you just creating because the money? Are you creating just because you have to pay rent? Are you just taking that on because this and that? So when the jobs are not coming in, isn't that an excellent time to finally figure out what it is that you want to do and to remember why you're creating and why you're here? And so you take advantage of that time. It's not a bad moment. It's a beautiful moment to breathe and be like, okay, wow, what do I want to do? What do I like? What makes me curious? If you stop being curious, you're dead. The world is infinite. It's so crazy. There's so much. Why this, why that? How could you not be curious? There's something there. And so this is also a sign. Everything is great. And like Zahra said, if you're feeling this and you feel like you need to stop. You need that moment to breathe so that you can understand what is going on. Because when you're in this, when you're the hamster in the wheel and you're not giving yourself that time to look and be like, what?
Yeah.
You just keep going in a direction that is not for you and siphoning more and more of yourself away until there's nothing left. And you wake up 20 years later and you're like, what the fuck happened? So those moments are a blessing. What do you want? Why are you here?
I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming in. Chantal, Zahra, you guys were amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Like, I'm so glad this happened.
Whoa.
I feel like spaces like this in Dubai don't exist where, you know, you can just like be open and like connect and like learn new things, especially for people within the industry. I don't think I've ever been to another like conversation where like freelancers are just literally opening up and like listening to each other. This is very rare in Dubai, just so you guys know, for people who are not from here. But thank you guys so much. Go ahead and experience their work on the walls over there. You can also take up her postcards, her sketches that she did. She actually spent a day like sketching this by hand. So these are very valuable. And she only made 30 pieces. So the first person to pick it up. Hold on. Once this is done, like stay in the space. Go grab a drink. We got AKA Keys, who's gonna be hopping on. He's one of the most phenomenal rappers in Dubai. And then we're gonna have DJ Karak hop on and stay in the space. Talk to people around you. Like, they're all beautiful people. We're all open to like listen and, you know, make ourselves heard. And who knows, beautiful connections are gonna come through. All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for being here.